Hey, I'm with Tim Shey, co-founder of Next New Networks, and it is the final day 3 of the Webby Connect Summit. You just moderated a panel. Tell me what it was all about.
The panel was called The Never Ending Online Story,
Yes.
and it was we had three sort of the leading designers of what you can only call immersive entertainment. So Susan Bonds from 42, which were the people that did things like the I Love Bees campaign and the Nine Inch Nails, and recently the Dark Knight marketing campaign.
She's a
Wise
big
Sisters.
heavyweight in
She's
that
like,
industry.
She's done the most ambitious and effective. They've got millions and millions. I think like 10 million people have played their games, in some cases. We had Ken Eklund, who did a thing called World Without Oil, which you should check out at worldwithoutoil.org. And we had Ian Tate from Pope, where they did this thing called the Orange Balloon Race, that they literally had a balloon race across the entire internet. Really, really interesting stuff, and we just sort of dug in and asked them questions. I hope the video will be up on Webby soon.
It will. So going into this panel, what was the main theme that you wanted to get across?
I think we were trying to talk about it, like how storytelling is changing, and they can all talk more, probably in better detail about that. But just this idea that with internet technology, with the web, with mobile phones, this many-to-many communication is making it possible for people to entertain each other and tell stories, and a different way than sort of like the one-to-many kind of way that sort of dominated media the last century. So it's really new, but it's also kind of the oldest impulse ever, which is like, let's all just get together and entertain each other and tell a story and play.
So Next New Networks.
Yeah.
You produce tons of videos. We all know Obama Girl.
Yep.
What's next for you guys? Where is your
Right.
focus going to be
We're
in
gonna
the future?
Right, we're launching more entertainment programming, more automotive, more style, and more humor. Those are sort of the 4 categories we're really going into, and we're looking at just more and more things that involve independent creators, involve the audiences getting involved in creating the entertainment, and there's so many emerging, amazing people out there that can shoot, produce their own thing, like we're seeing right here. And
Hello,
yes, there
this
we go.
is a
The
one-woman
new kind
show.
of storytellers, and we really just want to create more venues for them, and serve those communities that aren't served by cable TV and everything else.
What are the biggest challenges you're seeing in terms of online video content?
Right. I think the biggest challenges right now that I hear from people is, one, how do you get people to see your stuff? How do you promote and get your things in front of people? And it's on everybody's mind. And there's obviously emerging ways to do it, but there's so much stuff out there. And how do you get an audience? And then of course, how do you make money? And those are the 2 things that we really try to solve for people. Is we try to deliver audience and we try to deliver advertisers.
So how do you do that? Is it, how do you get your videos out there? I know I'm going to go back to Obama Girl again because that was a huge success.
Right.
Is it one of those things that it's like right timing? How do you make
Absolutely,
it stick?
yeah. Well, for even things, we have a lot of networks that get over 1 million views a month, and the way that we build to that is we use all kinds of tools at our disposal. We call it super distribution, which it's not just enough to put your stuff everywhere that the audience wants it to be. You also have to work, every last thing at your disposal. So we coordinate with editors of the top sites. We reach out to blogs that are on the subject matter that our viewers might care about. We really listen to the audience. We make the audience, if you can really get the audience involved, and you've got an unlimited marketing team, an unlimited team of writers, an unlimited team of contributors, and suddenly you've got access to resources to grow your show or grow what you're doing that you wouldn't have before. So really it's just about involving everybody in the community that you serve and really listening to them. And when you do that well, and when the audience really needs that content, you'll grow an audience, and the advertising will come too. If you build an audience, the money always comes.
Yeah, speaking of advertising, all right, at what point do you produce a show and already have advertisers in place, or do you try to create and get a following and then get the advertisers?
Well, when there's something that's just so great, when there's an idea that's great, or a show that's great, or somebody that we found that's great, we'll launch even if we don't have advertisers. That's why we have funding and we invest in those things. We obviously look and we try to see, is it going to make money at a certain time? Is it going to keep growing? Because that's how we decide whether we continue something or not. But we've also done things where we've launched and we've had an advertiser from day one. A good example being our show Night Fight, which was sponsored by Starburst from day one, and it was a spin-off of something else we'd done. So we do a mix of both, and we're a media company. We want to build audiences, so we want to get out there when there's an audience we know that needs to be served. But you also have to measure that with how much advertising do you have and how many ways do you have to fund the shows, and you've got to have that sort of, it's a risk every time you launch something, but it's not nearly as risky as television. We can launch a show, we can launch a network for tens of thousands of dollars and know in a couple months if it's a hit. Whereas TV, you might have spent millions by the time you know.
What's next for Next New Networks?
Well, what's next is we're really, we're working on new ways to work with independent video creators. That's exciting because we didn't have necessarily a model that could fit for a lot of people before. We're launching a lot more networks. So you're going to see, we launched one called TMI Weekly just last month.
For the non-society girls?
The girls from non-society. And we've got probably 3 more up ahead in the coming months. So, a lot more stuff coming out. Our platform's getting better and better every day, more community features, and more sort of, more just engagement with everything that's going on the web. We're getting more and more, now that we're sort of figuring out what works, we're trying to go deeper and sort of build on the things that we're seeing that work. So more evolution, more stuff, and hopefully better, simpler, more engaging as we go.
Get some views and some money going.
Yep, and a lot more advertising. That's definitely next for Next Networks. We're launching a lot of big new campaigns.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to give us a little hint?
Well, we've just launched. We launched Cotton on Threadbanger. We've got one big campaign starting next week that I'll tell you all about, and lots more on the way. A lot of interest from advertisers right now.
Well, all right, a little fun Q&A to end this video. When do you think we're going to be able to vote online?
Well, I think you mean across the whole country.
Yeah, not just in one city.
Yeah, I think there's a couple places.
Mass voting online.
I think it's a ways off still. I think there's a lot of issues involved. I'd love to see it for the next election.
Yeah.
But, we should be able to vote for a president if we can vote for the American Idol. So maybe another 4, 8, 12 years. God forbid.
What's your favorite viral video?
My favorite viral video? Oh my gosh, I could get in so much trouble with this question.
Just be honest. This is all about sincerity.
It's my favorite one.
It's you and me.
I think it's I don't even know the name of it. It's Money Money. It's 2 Korean girls singing karaoke. If you haven't seen it, it's the happiest video ever made.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Your site that you go to daily, besides your own.
Site that I go to daily. YouTube.
There you go. There you have it. Thanks so much. More interviews to come. Final day 3, the Webby Connect Summit.
Thanks.
Bye.